Philip John Neimark, the founder of the IFA Foundation International. I'd like to welcome you to the final iteration of the weekly ifascope for this particular month. For those of you who are aware, the weekly ifascope is presented to thousands of people every week, and they follow it or have followed it assiduously. But for you people who are new to this, all it is my visit with Orunmia in order to find out those energies which will provide us with the greatest possible results. It isn't going to affect the impact of what the events in your life each week are. I mean, that would be, too many for me to contemplate, and is a matter for individual divination sessions. But whatever they are, if you watch and listen to Orunmia's input or take and see how he has managed to catalog these for thousands of years of men, women, children, who have practiced this, and he has seen which results are the best and which results are not. And gratefully and thankfully, I could say confidently that his results are the very best. Before I start, I'd like to take just a moment and talk to you about my wife Vasa's IFA Prime. It's on Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and anybody can participate or get in the flow of things. All you need is a computer. Even a phone will get you in and allow you to listen, but the computer allows you to see things and to participate if you'd like, and there is absolutely no cost. Now, we recognize that a number of people are not familiar with the process of webinars. My wife uses something called WebEx, and WebEx has a beautiful interface, but it requires a code to get into and to work with. And she gets that code right before she sets up the meeting. So it's difficult unless you pick up the phone and call her or write her. You can get the address on our website. That's the IFA Foundation website under Contact Me. Or you can just take it here. If she doesn't, she's not available, leave a message. She'll get back to you. Because what she's offering to do is give you a quick 10-minute lesson and introduce herself, and you can introduce yourself. Or for those people that are shy about it, don't have to tell her your name or anything. And that way you'll be able to participate in the most cutting-edge IFA learning experience that I know of. All right? If my wife Vasa is there are always 4 or 5 other Oluwos that are there. There's a host of people that are there that have their comments and their questions, and it's just free, just absolutely free to come to. But it's kind of like a nice, gentle free-for-all. Everybody gets the answers. There's no such thing as secrets on this. So that's how it's done. And one final thing, I've had a number of people who are not familiar, with my, peculiar sense of loyalty or anything else, but we had at our retreat a rooster by the name of Charlie. And Charlie, and frankly, I mean, roosters have always been birds to me, no more, no less, until Charlie. And Charlie literally took over the retreat. From the moment he got up, and that's when I have the film of him at the end of each ifascope. Would crow in and call the day and other people. But frankly, in an area where, in the woods where we are and with, the wildlife we have, a normal rooster running around free would have a life expectancy of 2 to 3 days. Charlie lived alone on the retreat for more than 6 months. The people who stayed at the retreat always asked about Charlie. He was born with a, desire and ability to survive. He would, we think, jump up in the trees and just sit quietly until, the following day. Eventually, one day he got sick, and I took him to the vets, and we did whatever we could. We took him home, and fed him and hoped that he would recover, but he didn't. And so he passed on. But I felt that, Charlie should not be forgotten. I mean, this is an animal that touched other people's hearts, not as a sacrifice, but as a special creature. So that's what you'll see at the end of each and every ifascope. In the meantime, this week, the ifascope is Edie Irete. Edie comes up a lot. It's interesting because it's about, Oshun's characteristics. It's about looking for joy and, satisfaction and children and everything that gives you joy, money, etc. Though I have some serious reservations about how much money, etc., that you should, want to look after, but it's everything that you could imagine is in Oshun's territory. And in a minute, sweetie, my two chihuahuas, some of whom were locked out of this meeting because sometimes the barking can get a bit much. On the other side, it's Arete, and Arete is a very interesting Odu. Arete, for those lucky to be initiated, is a sign of get your work done. But with the vast majority of people, it is a sign of allow the winds. That's how I visualize it. Allow the winds of change to strike you in the back and to push you towards those things which need doing. They're not going to be things you have on your agenda, or probably not, but they're going to be the things which benefit you most. And what do you think? Lo and behold, this week, we're there. It's a very, very strong array. It's Ogmirosun. And that's telling us that this week we have the opportunity, finally, to get back on track and to use our brain and our hearts, our ancestors, and our everyday activities to make a more perfect life for ourselves and those who we love. And, who do you think that should be? Oh, by the way, it's going to impact success. Your success on the temporal everyday side and on the emotional spiritual side will both be positively affected. And of course, it was Oshun. You have this much success, it's always going to be Oshun. The little mother is calling for it. So, if you're lucky enough to have, the initiation, bring Oshun down. If not, take whatever is, amplifies or you used to represent Oshun. Take a white candle, light it, a glass of water, and a small bowl of honey. If you have Oshun, you rub the honey on the ikin. But if you don't, a small bowl of honey. And thank Oshun for the ability to see all of the positive changes that can take place and to be sure that you have them in the right order. Until next week, Love and blessings.